Do you think counseling and going to psychologist helps?
It definitely helped me because it got my parents off my case for a long time.
10% of the clientele are coming to us, particularly with this form of addiction.
You have to just give in as a parent at some point because you can't turn your house into a war zone every night.
If it is not controlled since beginning, it is very dangerous, very, very dangerous.
Studies are very boring. That's just as simple as that. I was about 6 or maybe 7. Around the time Game Boy was released, and I was regularly making trips to Missouri and spending a lot of time in video gaming parlors there. It's a different fantasy world. Anything is possible.
See, when he was very young, he was doing very well academically. And then later, after the initial years, when we had introduced him to gaming, like any parent would as a part of a birthday gift or something, we didn't really realize it when it became so serious.
If I have this and I'm actually deriving happiness from it, and I'm getting the competitive edge, I'm getting an adrenaline rush, all of this in the comfort of my own room, and I'm basically not sad, and that's all that matters in life.
His grades started going down. He was very social at one point, maybe at a very young age, but then socially he started keeping to himself, and then he has issues with sleep as well. He can stay awake for as long as 12-15 hours and play non-stop.
Do you see any disadvantage of this?
The worst consequences of me would being too happy, I'd say. Me being too happy, immersed in this world, and them, my parents, screaming at me over marks like, you haven't done this, submit your college applications, do this, do that, go out of the house. That's probably the worst case scenario.
Would you call yourself a technologically dependent person?
Definitely.
You would?
Yes. No shame in admitting that.
Technology, telephone, television, laptops, internet are a part of our daily usage. They are very acceptable and accessible as a part of our life. It is extremely easy to get addicted into technology and internet.
We just cannot say that drugs or alcohol or nicotine was all that was addictive. This is highly and hugely addictive as well.
Everybody is using it. So there is no defined criteria when the use is becoming abuse or dependence.
Technology and social media basically taken over people's lives.
There's no one who's not using their Snapchat, they're not using their phone.
Even in between classes we keep checking our phones. It's very rare that we don't use our mobiles.
I have a friend of mine who is so much into gaming. His social interaction is very less.
I check Instagram like every hour.
I have memes and things coming all the time and I cannot stop. You cannot stop.
You keep on checking your phone even if there is nothing to talk about.
Last thing I do before sleeping is Snapchat.
Almost a basic need like food, shelter and clothes.
I am dependent on technology. Like if you take away social networking, you take away my phone for that matter, then I'm not okay.
I think the first thing which a parent does wrong is supplying with the technology in such a large quantity, and then you notice little hints like the child doesn't want to have lunch at the table, doesn't want to have dinner with you, wants to have dinner while playing or while watching television.
According to what we have seen, the vulnerability starts with the puberty mainly. There is a lot of spurt, there is aggression, a surge of independence. There is a surge of overconfidence that yes, we know each and everything, we can control each and everything, we know what we are doing. There is a rebellious behavior. At that time, it is difficult to curb.
I think last few months, advances of technology addiction is spreading like an epidemic. And like I mentioned, almost about 25% of the youth are afflicted by dependency or addictions onto internet or technology. One of the youngest cases of pornography addiction was observed at the ages of 6-7. The first few times he watched pornography, he did not really understand what was happening. When he started going on to YouTube and experiencing how pleasures are derived out of it through the masturbatory practices that increased in his life, when he came up to us, it was almost at about every 3 hours he was getting into a process of masturbation.
He used to do online gaming, but just to check scores, he would just use his phones. And that in fact had led him to 3 accidents in which there was 1 police case in which he got involved into. So that is the extent.
His mother was a teacher and his father was a businessman. When they used to feed him, to engage him, they started showing him the mobile phones. Slowly and slowly he became addicted to that. He started having headaches. So they had to snatch that mobile phone. But later on in his withdrawal, he cut off one of his wrists.
He was a young adult who was in a call center and he went into online shopping. And he would shop through the night till the time that his salary from his job was also not adequate to pay the bills of his shopping, and he went into intense debts.
But when we look at addiction, we've found that, it has jacked itself into the motivation process. The mind does not understand between reality and illusion, and it rewards you the same way. If you win, the mind will reward you, that you are the winner.
See, especially when we look at the younger generation, they have a personality trait which is called as an immediate need of gratification. For them, the short-term goal achievement is always higher in their mind complex than the long-term gains or the long-term consequences of their acts of today.
But sometimes when like marks aren't coming very high, it just helps to go into this virtual world that I know I'm the king here.
A false sense of reality that one's self-esteem is getting boosted to sky high like never before. Secondly, emotional vacuum, probably not getting enough attention or affection or encouragement, has been fulfilled by usage of telephone or television or the computer internet.
My social life is the video games. All my friends are in this video game. I talk to them while I play. I would love to interact with the outside society, it's just that I don't know exactly how to. I only engage with the relatives that I like. So if someone's there in my house and I don't really like them, I'll just not go out. It's hard for me to approach a girl and say, hi, would you like to go on a date with me? What would I say? How should I walk? Is my hair okay? Am I too fat right now? Should I work out and come back? Should I do this first? Should I do that? I don't think this is the right clothes. I don't think this is the right place for it. I think she's on her phone. I don't think she's interested. Everything pops into my mind like it's not worth it. Let's just play games.
Definitely, yes. It is one of the most intelligent illnesses, as WHO recognizes.
There is a lot of psychiatric discussion around it actually getting into the gamut of being a disorder, and DSM-5 is coming up with it as being a part of a clinical disorder.
I am very worried as a parent. I'm worried about his grade like hell, but I can't do anything about it.
Withdrawals are very real. You stop them from using, they fight, they don't eat, they throw tantrums, Some of the cases, children have reported violence, being abusive towards parents, and so on and so forth.
A lot of fights, yes, because they don't confront me, they just come in my room and take it when I'm at school. So they have the upper hand there, they don't go to school.
You get into an argument with them?
No, I just start playing on my phone.
So it doesn't really stop you.
You can take the technology away from me, but you can't take me away from technology.